To a certain extent, children can be expected to take on some of their parents' key features. Noses, eyes, cheekbones, they're all up for grabs. But sometimes, like in the case of Pierce Brosnan's son, Paris, the resemblance is so uncanny, it puts questions in your mind. Like, say, would he ever want to audition for his father's previous job as James Bond? Unfortunately for some, the answer to that question, at the time, is a big no. But before diving too deep into the reality of the situation, we first have to look at why so many people have pointed out the resemblance between Pierce and Pierce Brosnan. To do that, it's time to look at the Instagram post that Pierce Brosnan, wife to Pierce and mother to Pierce, shared with the world. Looking at young Pierce Brosnan's face, you can see his father's key features present and accounted for. Most notably, the young Brosnan's eyes match the intensity of Pierce Brosnan, especially in the days when he played a lead on NBC's Remington Steele. The fans flocking to the comments haven't let that fact go unnoticed. We'll run through a couple of the strongest reactions, starting with this coincidentally Austin Powers theme reference. Others picking up Pierce Brosnan and Pierce Brosnan's visual similarities are just as stunned. If the next comments are any indication, it sounds like there's a good chance for confusion between father and son. On the lighter end, someone knowing full well which Brosnan they were looking at paid the following comment. Then there's this Pierce Brosnan fan who was totally thrown off with Pierce Brosnan's photo of her son. So much so that they wouldn't have been mistaken for mixing up the days of the week. It's a good thing Pierce Brosnan wasn't cosplaying as James Bond, because it would have thrown our next commenter for more of a loop. So we know that Pierce Brosnan has his father's killer looks, but why wouldn't he be a candidate for James Bond? Well, in a recent interview with Fee-Man, Pierce noted that fashion and art are two of his biggest passions in life, and he's even supported other young artists. Though, looking ahead to the future, Brosnan does have graduating film school lined up, so if he chooses to do so, he won't be too far from the family business of movie making. It wouldn't be surprising if there was a 007 batting pool starting to form, after all of the feedback that fans have given on how much Pierce Brosnan looks like Pierce Brosnan. In a world where deepfakes can only take you so far, Pierce's potential to be cast as a future James Bond would be an intriguing scenario. That would, especially if the franchise moves closer to the deadly but sly-witted portrayal his father made famous during his tenure. So if you saw Pierce Brosnan's killer looks and feared for your James Bond betting portfolio, take a breath. At the moment, the young stunner doesn't pose a threat, and the hunt for Daniel Craig's post No Time to Die successor is still on. Though the 007 franchise has been built on key principles, and one of them is simply to never say never, as the future is always open to some shaking and or stirring.